Hey there, y'all. It's another All Saint Day here at Tim Talks Christian Rock as we talk about my latest album of the week, and it is this one right here, Saint's latest album, EU 2025 Bootleg. This is from their recent European tour, limited edition CD that actually sold out within a day on the Saint website. Also the first recording to feature new vocalist Eli Prinsen. This is a really cool CD, and I look forward to digging into it with y'all here today. Also, we'll take a look at the t-shirt that came with the bundle package where you buy the CD and the t-shirt. I'll show the t-shirt off today. We'll talk all about this CD. Lots of great stuff today here on an All Saint Day here on Tim Talks Christian Rock. Stay where you are. It's coming up. Hey there, y'all. Welcome back to another Tim Talks Christian Rock. Tim Risto here. Hope you're doing awesome today, and may God bless your day going forward from here. It's an All Saint Day today here at Tim Talks Christian Rock because we are going to talk about this awesome new Saint album. I can't wait to talk about it. We'll show off the t-shirt. I even cracked out my Saint coffee mug today so I could, kick-start things a little bit here for the day with a good cup of joe. I wonder if Saints ever thought about starting their own coffee ground line. That could be a good merchandising option for them, right? Sainted coffee, they could call it that, or Times End grounds, or Too Late for Living blend, or Four on the Floor blend, or something like that. I don't know. It might be a good thing. Because musicians, right? You stay up late playing late concerts, or playing all night at venues till 2 a.m. or whatever. You need caffeine in the morning, right? I mean, most musicians are like a good cup of coffee, right? I think so. I don't know. But anyway, sorry, I digress a little bit, getting a little loopy today. It's been a great start to the day, and I'm so looking forward to talking about this new album and all things Saint today, too. So let's get things going. About a week ago, Saint posted on their Facebook page about some limited copies of this CD that they were making available for sale. That day, it was a CD and t-shirt bundle for $25. Great deal. That includes shipping, by the way. So they had limited copies, and they fully expected them to move very quickly. And they did. By the end of the day, they were sold out. In fact, I placed an order for a couple copies, and Richard Lynch gave me a call to clarify some things about my order. I spoke to him briefly on the phone. He said, yeah, we've got 150 copies. Fully expect them to sell out by the end of the day, and they did. By the next morning, their Facebook page post was revised to say sold out. So it moved very, very fast, and for good reason. This is a very cool CD. Again, first recording by Saint to feature their new vocalist, Eli Prinsen, with their revised band lineup. So very, very cool. This is not a live album, by the way. This is, as it says, a bootleg, but it is actually from rehearsals for the European tour. Sounds really good. Sounds really very good. We'll talk more about that coming up, too. They posted about this about a week ago. I hopped on, did a quick video that same day, trying to let all my subscribers know that it was available if anybody wanted it. I know some of you commented on that video and said, thanks for letting me know. You all were able to secure a copy. So glad I could help in some way. I wasn't even sure when I posted that video whether by the time I recorded it, edited, and posted it, this would already be sold out. But it did last for a while, so some of you were able to benefit from that. So I'm glad, very, very glad. Sorry, needed to refuel there a little bit. I mean, Saint really should have a coffee line, shouldn't they? I think it might be a good merchandising opportunity. I don't know. That's just me. All right, so the music. This CD, as I mentioned, sounds really very good. This is not a live album, as mentioned. It is sounds like a studio recording, recorded during rehearsals for the tour. It just sounds good. This is, for all practical purposes, another Saint album. Yes, it's all, previously released songs, but being that they're recorded by Eli Prinsen, it's like a fresh Saint album in a sense, because we have never heard Eli Prinsen on a recorded Saint album before, and here you now have him. So it's great stuff. There's 16 tracks on here. You could say 17, because Phantom of the Galaxy and Steel Killer are combined as one. Those are the last two tracks from the Time's End album. So you could say 17 tracks if you want to. It totals an hour and 11 minutes. So you get a lot of music, 71 minutes of music on here, which is really very nice. They all pretty much match up in terms of their track length with the originals, although the last track, In the Night, from Off of Time's End, is a little bit longer. There's a great kind of lead out at the end. It's nice that that's the last track on the album because it does kind of provide a nice kind of finale closure to the album, to the 16 tracks, with the little lead out on that, which is really very cool. All right, so let's talk about the sound of the CD a little bit more, then about the music on here, and about Eli Prinsen's vocals, okay? For all practical purposes, this is another Saint album, original Saint album, you could say, even though these are all previously released songs, of course, but with Eli Prinsen's vocals on them. Again, the first album to feature his vocals on these older Saint songs. It sounds like a fresh album in that regard, so that's really cool. I think his vocals are a nice bridge between the Josh Kramer era, the higher end kind of stuff, to and to bridge kind of the mid to lower and material of, say, the Dave Nelson era. So it's a good balance between those. He's able to handle them both pretty darn well, and I like Eli's vocals. You hear like Too Late for Living, I'm reminded of Josh Kramer. His vocals, he's able to attain that sound really well. But then you hear things like The Congregation from the more recent Immortalizer album, and he brings a nice low end to it. So it's really good. And there's a number of others, that he kind of balances the mid-range really well, too. So I think Eli does a good job. He's a good fit for the band and seems to be a good balance for all that stuff. So I think he's really good. Ride to Kill on here has only one L. You may notice just a little typo on that, but it is the original song, Ride to Kill. It's not a different song. In the Battle sounds good. Lots of good tracks on here. I really, really like the sound of it. So what past Saint albums are represented by the songs on here, by the 16, or again, if I count the combined tracks, 17 tracks on here? Well, there are 3 from Time's End. That includes Phantom of the Galaxy and Steel Killer, and In the Night. There are also 3 from Too Late for Living, including the title track, Too Late for Living, The Path, and Through the Sky. 1 track off of In the Battle, the title track, In the Battle. 2 tracks off of The Mark or The Revelation, whichever one you want to call it. The Mark, the title track, I guess you could say, and then Ride to Kill off of The Revelation. Hellblade is represented by 2 tracks, including the title track Hellblade and The Blade. Tracks off Broad as the Gate include We All Stand and Who You Are. Finally, you've got Vengeance from off of Heaven Fell, and then Immortalizer includes 3 tracks, of course, being that's their newest album. You've got the title track Immortalizer from here, The Congregation, as previously mentioned, and Eyes of Fire. So a pretty nice balance. Nothing off of their debut album, Warriors of the Sun, and unfortunately nothing off of The Calf, which is an album I really like. I especially like the opening track off The Calf. I wish that would have made an appearance on here. But regardless, no matter what, it is a good cross-section of a lot of Saint songs, including some favorites and a few that maybe I've not heard as much recently, so good to have those included, and a good representation, I think, of the potential range of Eli Prinsen's vocals. So good stuff. Love it. Again, my favorites off of this album, I think these particular representations of the songs with Eli Prinsen in it include Immortalizer, The Congregation, Too Late for Living, In the Battle, and In the Night. Those are just, with one really solid listening. As I listen to this more, I'm sure I'm going to find nuances and things that I'll appreciate even more. So let's talk about the bundle. I placed 2 orders of the CD t-shirt bundle for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted a couple copies of the CD, of course, because I love Saint so much, so it's always nice to have an extra copy, especially something that's a limited edition. But really, first and foremost, I wanted to get a couple copies of the t-shirt. Sometimes I wear large, sometimes I order large, and then, you wash it a couple times and it's too small for you already. So I thought I'm going to get a large and an extra large. You never know, does the large run big, and maybe it'd be just fine, but if not, I want to have an extra large as kind of a backup. All right, so first up, we'll take a look at the CD itself, the physical copy. Then we'll talk about the music and Eli Prinsen, and then we'll end up looking at the t-shirt. CD is a digipack. Came in this little plastic sleeve. There's the front cover art. EU 2025 Bootleg Saint. Great band photo there. Looks really nice. Here's the back, which is just the track listing. And of course the hand-numbered number up there. I think some others were hand-numbered over here, so it varied a little bit where the location of the numbering would be on your copy. But again, I think there were 150 copies inside of the CD. Band listing there with some credits and info. And the CD itself. There's also a code here that you can scan with your phone, of course. It takes you to this page here. It's just basically a tour listing. So I assume for those on the live tour, when they got these CDs, they could scan that and see where else the band was playing on tour and other tour-related info. So that's kind of cool. A little closer look at the CD discard itself. It's actually really nicely done. Here is the spine of CD there. It does note here at the bottom, it says this recording is a rehearsal session from Saints 2025 EU tour and is intended for collector and live experience. Please do not share this recording. Of course, this is put out by Armor Records, Richard Lynch's record label, Saints record label. These are hand numbered. I have number 120 here, and the one that is still sealed I have not opened yet. And I also got number 121 in the one that I have opened. All right, so let's transition real quick to looking at the t-shirt itself. Obviously, I'm wearing one. Here's the extra large one here. I'm wearing the large, but there is the front of the t-shirt. Very cool. Got Richard Lynch, Jared Nolan, Eli Prinsen, Matt Smith all on the front. Very, very cool with that awesome Saint logo there. Backside says EU Tour Saint 2025 and lists the tour locations there. So very cool shirt. It's nice, sturdy, heavy-duty material, and the printing on it is, a little bit raised. I don't know what you call this type of printing, but a little bit raised, but nothing crazy. So it feels like really good quality stuff. And I've ordered several Saint T-shirts. You've probably seen me wear them on the show before. They've always had good quality T-shirts, so I appreciate that a lot. But nice T-shirt. Love it. Very comfortable. And pretty cool to have the first T-shirt with new vocalist Eli Prinsen on it. All right, so this does really sound good. This is a great CD, a nice introduction to Eli Prinsen. I think a great way to kind of introduce him through this limited edition CD. We're going to be hearing a lot more of him, I'm sure. He'll be at Immortal Fest. And by the way, if you missed out on getting this, from what I understand on Facebook, Richard Lynch posted briefly a little bit about that. There may be a few select copies of this available there at Immortal Fest. So for some of you who are going there, you may have an opportunity to pick up a copy yet, but probably not many from the way it sounds. But you might have an opportunity to get a copy there yet. Great CD, great T-shirt, love Saint. So thankful to Richard Lynch and the whole band for continuing on with the band with such great material, great writing, great music, great vocals. It's exciting to see them still carrying on all these years later. So anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. Good stuff. Hey, maybe we can get this Saint Coffee line going yet. I don't know. We'll have to see. Y'all go out and listen to some great Christian rock and metal today. Make it some Saint. Above all else, though, stay in God's Word. See you next time, y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.